At the peak of his powers, Lionel Messi did things that weren't even human. Goals, assists, insane dribbles, humiliating opponents. He was so good that I decided to make a video on how good Prime Messi was at Barcelona. His evolution from prodigy to GOAT will leave you stunned. Messi in Barcelona all started when he was 13. After making his name back in Argentina, Messi was one of the biggest talents in the country. But then he got diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency, and it was Barcelona who decided to take a chance on him and save his life. In return, they wanted Messi to come play for them, starting with the youth team at La Masia. And honestly, this decision was a genius move. They saved Messi's life and straight away knew they'd gotten a proper talent. He was already making waves at La Masia. In the end, Messi had become so good that the age grades weren't enough. It was time for him to make the big step up. And on the 16th of November 2003, Messi experienced a day he'd never forget. His first game with the senior team. Now guys, it's important to note that Messi didn't straight up start dropping banger numbers. He had to graft his way into the senior team and worked his way up, but once he got that first goal for Barcelona, the signs were obvious that he was on a path to greatness. See guys, Messi's career at Barcelona can be divided into 3 parts, or call it the 3 versions of Messi that existed. And the first one was the guy who didn't care about the numbers. He just wanted to dribble the crap out of defenders. Long hair, long sleeves, down the right wing, you just had to be there. This version of Messi was scary, a dribbling beast. Messi's first 4 seasons at the club were all under Frank Rijkaard, and in that position, he was effectively known as a dribbler. In his very first start against Osasuna, for example, he recorded 11 dribbles completed. The legendary Ronaldinho was on the pitch too, and only completed 9. Messi was class, and while beating defenders was exciting enough, when it came to the end product, guys like Samuel Eto'o did the finishing. In the 2004-05 season, he managed just 1 goal for Barcelona in the league, and the aim must have been to improve the numbers in the following season, which he did. 8 goals and 5 assists in 25 league games. But that 2005-06 also saw a worrying trend with Messi early on. The injuries he started picking up were affecting him. He missed Barcelona's 2006 Champions League final win against Arsenal as a result. And by the time Messi came back the following season, the injuries continued. A fracture made him miss almost 4 months of action. But even with the injuries developing, Messi was still improving, and he started adding goals to his games too. Just ask Real Madrid. A hat-trick in his first El Clasico. Messi finished the 2006-07 season with 17 goals and 3 assists in 36 games. The goal scoring regressed slightly in the following season, 16 goals and 16 assists in 40 games. But now guys, this is the moment we've been building up to so far, because after the 2007-08 season, Barcelona decided to appoint the man that would take Messi into the best prime level of his career. Pep Guardiola became the new Barcelona coach. Pep and Messi had worked at La Masia previously, so Pep knew all about him. But it wasn't just that. Pep knew how special Messi was, and he wanted him to become the centerpiece of the club, the main man. Ronaldinho left that summer. Messi took up the number 10 jersey, and it's almost as if this transformed him and gave him superpowers. I mean, we know he could dribble all right, but he now added end product to his game and became a very scary beast. So what did Pep do to unlock this version of Messi? Well, it was simple. This move here highlights it. Under Pep, Messi was playing in the false 9 position. In turn, the goals started coming. This one in the Champions League was the crowning moment. He had 38 goals and 19 assists in 51 games. Now, that Messi was scoring goals didn't mean he wasn't completing dribbles. Far from that. He didn't quite match the 8.6 dribbles per 90 from the 2007-08 season, but Messi was impressive, even with 7.5 per 90 in that campaign. Some of the things he did that season were simply amazing, getting past defenders easily, linking up with his teammates, and also he managed to stay fit. That season was the first time he managed to play 30-plus league games for Barcelona, and at the end of the year, no one deserved the award more than Messi. His first Ballon d'Or, the start of something special. Into the 2009-10 season now, and Messi, Pep, and Barcelona wanted to replicate the same amount of success they gotten in the previous one. The season started great. They won the UEFA Super Cup in a tight final against Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0, with Messi getting the assist for the winning goal. In the Club World Cup final later that year, Barcelona also had to dig deep to win against Estudiantes, and Messi once again was decisive. Collectively though, Barcelona fell short. They did manage to win the league again, but they lost the Copa del Rey final to Sevilla, and in the Champions League got knocked out by Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan. But at the end of the year, Messi still managed to retain his Ballon d'Or. Some people believe Wesley Sneijder should have won it, but the truth is, it was Barcelona that collectively failed to kick on from last season. Messi, on the other hand, did. 47 goals and 12 assists in 53 games. Amazing. If there was one match Messi grabbed the attention of the world, it was that game against Arsenal. They'd drawn the first leg 2-2 at the Emirates Stadium, but in the second leg, Messi turned the game into a one-man show. He scored all 4 goals on the night to help Barcelona to a 6-3 win on aggregate. He single-handedly knocked them out. Honestly, Messi was on something else that season. In La Liga, out of the 34 league goals he scored, he bagged 3 hat-tricks and scored braces in 5 other games. Seriously, he was on another level that year. In that treble-winning season of 2009, Messi had formed an attacking trio with Thierry Henry and Samuel Eto'o that racked up 100 goals in all competitions. In the 2009-10 season, it wasn't quite the same. Messi and Zlatan Ibrahimovic didn't find the right chemistry, and even with that, it just showed how much a talent Messi was. Hitting 47 goals was no joke, and Pep wanted to complement that. So in the 2010-11 season, it was Messi, David Villa, and Pedro up top, and with Messi at the centerpiece of everything, it clicked. The thing is, Messi had a disappointing summer with Argentina at the World Cup in 2010. He didn't get a single goal as they crashed out of the competition in the quarterfinal to Germany. The return to club football was just what Messi needed, and once he picked his form, there was no going back. 55 games played, 53 goals, 27 assists. The numbers were starting to get ridiculous now. Video game stuff. Honestly, the 2010-11 version of Messi might be the most complete footballer of all time. In his first competitive start for Barcelona after the World Cup, the Spanish Supercopa de España, he laid a marker for how the rest of the season was going to be. Hat-trick at the beginning, he wasn't joking. A lot of moments stand out from Messi that season. The hat-tricks came in plenty, or the goal in the Champions League final against Manchester United. Yeah, that one. But the best one was that solo stunner against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. And that moment right there summed up Messi. He was complete. In that false 9 position, he wasn't the type of attacker to wait for the pass. He could pick the ball up and drive at his opponents, took on the Madrid defense solo, and still managed to score. The numbers didn't lie. Anytime he wasn't scoring, he was dribbling. When he wasn't dribbling, he was providing assists or a moment of magic, or a special pass. He rightfully added another Ballon d'Or to the collection, and in that moment, the conversation was just centered around Messi being the best player in the world. Still only 24, there was already talk about him possibly being the greatest player of all time. The 2010-11 version of Messi was a complete footballer. The 2011-12 version, a record breaker. The season of Messi. From a collective standpoint, Barca didn't hit the same heights they had before. Real Madrid won La Liga, Chelsea won the Champions League, and the only major moment was the Copa del Rey. But individually, Messi was untouchable. He had 73 goals in 60 games. 73 goals! Messi was competing with entire teams across Europe for goals that season. His goal ratio of 1.62 goals per game says a lot. He became the first player to hit the 50-goal mark in La Liga, meaning he outscored 61 out of the 98 teams in Europe's top 5 leagues that year. This is honestly ridiculous. 50 goals in a maximum 38-game season. Damn! Messi scored once in 15 matches. He had 22 multi-goal games. He scored 7 hat-tricks that season, hit 4 goals twice, and in the Champions League, he destroyed Bayer Leverkusen. Scored 5 against them. Messi became the first player to hit 5 goals in a Champions League game. Messi had evolved into a monster in that campaign. Fitness-wise, he couldn't be better. He played 60 games that campaign. When it came to linking up with his teammates, Messi wasn't lacking either. 29 assists that season. That's the joint highest single-season assist total in Europe's top 5 leagues. Once the numbers are added up, Messi had 102 goal involvements in 73 games. Just in case you hadn't gotten the memo yet, no one on the planet could match up to him. Like it was ever in doubt, he added a 4th Ballon d'Or that year, his 4th consecutive award. Messi's goal record of 91 goals in the calendar year of 2012 broke Gerd Muller's long-standing record of 85 goals in a single year. And what's so impressive about this was that to celebrate it, Bayern Munich themselves got a replica of Messi's jersey in their museum, after Messi sent it to them to pay respect to Gerd Muller's record. How do you say GOAT in German? It's Messi. And this, guys, was where Messi peaked. There has been an argument for the 3rd prime version of Messi. The 2014-15 season was where he was scoring goals like this, or this. But the numbers couldn't quite match up to that 2011-12 campaign, or the dribbling performances from 2010-11. In the period from 2008-09 to 2011-12, Messi wasn't just the greatest footballer in the world. He was the best the game had ever seen. He was the all-rounder who could do everything, and when he was in the mood, take on any player or team and leave them wondering what they just seen. Messi since completed the game. After leaving Barcelona, he went to PSG, and in 2022, won the big one with Argentina, the World Cup. 8 Ballon d'Ors as well, 2 Copa Americas, the most trophies in the history of the game. Messi's surfing in his career now. He's completed the game, and there's nothing left. You made it all the way here and still haven't subscribed to Goal Zone yet? Really? Click the button down below.